Okay, welcome everyone. So this is the Rehab property in Elmhurst, A plus neighborhood. So this property was purchased for 220,000, and then the rehab is going to be about 55 to 60,000. It was appraised for 400,000. Okay, so we started the rehab about how long ago, Sixto? About 2 weeks ago, and then we're going to finish it first week of March. So in a week and a half, this will be done. So as you can see, probably you guys didn't see, but we work 7 days a week, okay? Monday through Sunday. So the workers just left because we're here at the property. Otherwise, they work until 5, 6 p.m. So the objective is to get this done super, super fast. So it's a go rehab. I'm going to show you the property now. So let's walk over the property. So this is the living room. Right. So pretty much right now we're doing the painting. We're gonna do the floor. So as you can see, all the flooring, this is already in here. It's lifetime warranty, waterproof for the flooring. We already have the kitchen cabinet, so that's where the kitchen is gonna go. And here we're gonna have an island. Okay. We already ordered the some of the windows. As you can see, some of these windows are dated. So since this is an A plus neighborhood, we are getting 4,000 worth of windows in here, okay? And then once we put the kitchen cabinets next week, then we're gonna order the quartz on it. The quartz is gonna be about 24 to 2,600, okay? So this is the living area. This is where the kitchen goes. So pretty much we remove the kitchen completely, and we're gonna walk down the basement. Okay, so let's walk down the basement. So here in the basement, there's some living space. Basement is finished already, so we didn't have to finish it. We are just doing the flooring. So this is what the flooring looks like. And this is the floor that we use pretty much for all the rehabs. And then in here is where we're gonna do the laundry. So this is where we set up the laundry, right here. So we're gonna get some of those windows that you see right there. Okay, and then here we have half a bathroom in here, and then the mechanicals are right here. So we have the furnace, the water heater, they're in good shape, functional. So this will be completed. Now we're gonna walk upstairs. Sorry. Okay, so now we're gonna go upstairs. So this used to be a 2-bedroom. We made it into a 3-bedroom. Okay, so this is the first bedroom, so it's already painted. The flooring is already installed here on the second floor. Oh, good turn again. Thank you. Okay, so let's go.
I like this.
Yeah, so
This right here was not.
exactly. This wall was gone. This wall was completely gone. So they had a really big bedroom. So we made this a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. So that would increase value on the property. And then we're gonna go to the 3rd bedroom and bathroom. So this is the bathroom. So we completed the bathroom right here. So it's a go rehab in the bathroom. We still need to do obviously the finished plumbing on this property. So yeah, we started the rehab, I would say probably 2.5 weeks ago. So we're flying on this rehab. This is the 3rd bedroom. Okay, 3rd bedroom, and then this is the look in the back. So they have a huge 2.5 car garage, heated. So there was so much junk outside that we've had a couple. This is the third dumpster that we get that size. I mean, they had so much junk. It was so unbelievable. Yeah, so these are humongous dumpsters. Okay, so
And it
let's.
smells really new too.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, no, you can't. Oh, hi, guys.
Okay, so we're back in the main room, the living area. Okay. So are there any questions on the line? Any questions on the line? Can you guys read out what the questions are online? Um, okay, so yeah, the audio is good. Are there any questions on the line? Okay, so the question is the upstairs where the bedrooms are, we added a wall so that we had a 3-bedroom instead of a 2-bedroom. So they used to have a 2-bedroom, but it was a humongous 2-bedroom. Okay. So now, what's the key? Let's talk about the 3 keys of a successful rehab. Okay, that's what we're here for. So number one, what is it that you have to do in a property? Where are you going to get your money back and double? The answer is number one, kitchen and bathroom. Okay, so we brought the kitchen designer, the one that we always use for the rehabs. So they're redoing the layout of the kitchen. So we're gonna do an island. It didn't have an island before, so we're gonna do an island. So this is where the money needs to go, kitchen and bathrooms, okay? So that's a must when you do a core rehab. And then the second thing is, see how you can add value to the property. In this case, we added an extra wall to make it a 3-bedroom, and then flooring, right? You've got to do flooring throughout the entire property. So as you can see this flooring, let me do a close-up. So this is the engineered flooring, lifetime warranty, waterproof from Home Depot. This looks amazing. It's so durable. So flooring is very, very important. And also, the second most important aspect when you do rehabbing is light fixtures, okay? Recessed lighting, that's huge, okay? Especially on A-plus neighborhoods, you've got to do recessed lightings, okay? So recessed lighting is gonna add a lot of value. So light fixtures, and especially in the living room, kitchen, you've got to do recessed lighting. In the bedrooms, you can get away with just regular light fixtures or ceiling fan. And then, so the third aspect of it is the colors, right? So what are the trending colors in rehabbing? So you have the gray. So it's a neutral gray that matches the floor. So these are the 3 main, most important aspects when you rehab a property, okay? Kitchens and bathrooms, number 1. Number 2, flooring and light fixtures, and 3, paint. Now, let's not forget the curb appeal. So we're going to need to do a little bit of landscaping on this property because that's super, super important, right? Just to make sure that it looks good. So we're going to take a quick look at the outside, and then we're going to talk about the numbers. Hello. Okay, so that's the outside of the property. So we're going to obviously remove the trees, make sure that it looks decent, because we're going to put this in the market in about 2 weeks. Okay, so we're going to do some landscaping in the front, but the brick is in great shape, and most of the windows are in great shape. So we have had little in here. The garage is all clean, and then we're just going to do the cleanup of the yard.
Hi, guys. Hi.
Sophia.
My name is Sophia.
Okay, so that's the backyard.
This
In the back. Okay, so we're gonna clean that up. We've got already like 2 big dumpsters to clean that up.
Hey, go ahead and get this work done in February.
Okay, so we can go inside and then talk about the numbers. Thank you, Sam. Okay, so we're back inside. It's pretty windy outside. Were there any other questions on the line here?
Just curious, Hugo, how do you get landscaping work done in February? I mean, do you actually plant stuff?
Oh no, it's just sort of like a cleanup, and then yeah, they won't be able to plant like flowers or none of that stuff. It's just a cleanup. We might be able to do mulch just to make it look clean and presentable, but we won't be able to do any flowers or anything because it's too cold. Yeah, it's just a regular cleanup, making sure that it looks nice. So mulch primarily for now. Great question, Dan. Anybody else? So now let's talk about the numbers, right, and how this deal was structured. So let me bring the crew inside. Hey guys, you wanna come? Can you join inside? Let's talk about the numbers. So there's security working outside, so that's awesome. Guys, you want to come inside? Let's talk about the numbers and how we structure the deal. Okay, so now let's talk about the numbers and how this got structured. Okay, so this was an off-market property that we found in Chicago deal. David Myers, pre-foreclosure, reached out to the seller, John. Okay, so he was in pre-foreclosure. He was just about to lose the property, so we got involved thanks to David, and then we were able to get it on the contract. He was just about to lose the property. We stepped in and were able to close fast. Now, how did we structure the property? I mean, the deal. So you have to buy the property, you have to have reserves, and then you have to do the work, right? So now to purchase the property, we involved Sixto and Irma, so right there. So they were able to get the Harmony loan, the Rehab loan, fix and flip. So how much was the down payment? About 10%? 10%. 10% down payment and then 100% rehab. And then we needed to bring the reserves. So for the reserves, we needed about 30,000 to close and about 30,000 to start the rehab. Because remember, the Harmony lender is not going to give you the money up front to start the rehab. It's going to be based on progress. So we did the first draw last week, and they gave us half of the funds. Okay, because they noticed that we purchased primarily all the material. So now the second piece of the joint venture is the reserves. So we have John right here. So John, he put the money, right? 60,000, okay? 60,000 cash. Now, the properties under Sixto's company name, okay? So he's on title. We will not be on title, okay? So now we are doing the work, okay? Chicago Deal is doing the rehab. How are we going to split the profit? So Sixto is the person who's guarantor on the loan. He's going to get 40% of the profit. Then John, they're going to get 30% of the profit, and then us for doing the rehab another 30%. So it's 40, 30, 30. Okay, so the person that is taking most of the risk is obviously Sixto. If we mess up on the deal, guess what's going to happen? I know. His name is on the line, right? His name is on the line, his credit, everything. So we're going to make sure that we complete this successfully. So that is why he's entitled to 40%. Now, John, 60,000. If you were to lend that at 12% interest rate, you're looking at probably 600 a month, right? But instead, if you think about it, it appraised for 400,000. The expected net profit on this deal is going to be how much, Sixto?
I think
Roughly.
between 60 and 80 depends on.
So let's make it 60,000. So in this case, let's talk about what's 30% of 60,000. It's 18,000, right? So in this case, John is going to triple his money. If he was to lend $60,000, right, he would make about 6,000 in interest plus points. But instead of making 6,000, he's going to make about 15,000. So he's going to double, triple his investment. And also, obviously, we're going to get the other 30%. Yeah, man. So the key is to have great contractors. Now, let's talk about rehabbing, right? How do you, we talked about where you need to put the money, right? In the kitchen, baths, make sure that you have all brand new flooring that is lifetime waterproof and then trending colors for the property. But something that is very, very critical is that you control the materials. Everything that you see here, we bought. We own the materials. You never allow the contractors to buy materials. Why is that? Because if they buy materials, then guess what? You're going to need to pay them cash for the materials. So you're going to run out of cash very fast. But instead, we pay with a credit card, business credit card from Home Depot, all these materials. Okay, so that's number one. Because then what happens with the unused material, right? When you buy, when the contractor pays for the material, then it goes back somewhere, right? Maybe not to you. So in this case, every time that we finish a rehab, we go back to Home Depot and we return everything that is unused. So we get either store credit or it goes back into the credit card, whatever is not used. So this is very critical. As soon as we finish the rehab, you have to do that. And for you to do that, you've got to make sure that you control materials. So you always have to buy materials. You always need to use your credit card. Now, for kitchens, you don't want to buy the kitchen cabinets off the shelf. You always want to do custom design on the kitchens. Okay, it's super critical because otherwise we've done that in the past. It looks awkward. It never fits right, especially on an A neighborhood, custom design kitchen. So the kitchen cabinets for this property were about 4,000, okay? All white cabinets, and they include the door handles on everything, very good quality. That includes the island. So we use a contractor just for the kitchen cabinets. Now for the quartz, we always use only one contractor for the quartz. Okay, so that's the second contractor for the quartz. And then for the windows, we use another contractor exclusively for windows. Now, something to keep in mind, you never want to pay contractors money ahead of time, but there's an exception. When you're doing kitchen, cabinets, and windows, they require 50% down payment, okay, to place the order. So we pay 50% down payment on the kitchen cabinets. We already paid them off because they deliver the kitchen cabinets. And for the windows, we already paid about 2,000. And then when we get the windows, another 2,000. Now, keep in mind, there's a delay in windows of about 4 to 5 weeks to get windows. Although last week I met a contractor, he said, I can get you windows in 2 weeks. I was pretty impressed. So we're going to try them out. So those are the only two contractors where you pay money up front. What about HVAC? Here the HVAC is all functional, but for HVAC, the contractors that we use, we don't pay them ahead of time. They come, they install, and then we pay them off once they complete the job, okay? But it could go either way. Some contractors, they want to have 50% down, so it depends on your relationship with them. But for sure, kitchen cabinets and windows, you have to pay 50%, okay? That's a must. Now, once we complete the rehab, we're going to request the second draw, so that's going to happen first week of March. Okay, so we are extremely aggressive when it comes to timeframes and deadlines. For some of you who just came or joined online, we work 7 days a week, okay, including Sunday. They just left because of us. Otherwise, you know, we don't monkey around. We want to get this done as soon as possible. And obviously, they want to get paid as soon as possible. So they're motivated by getting paid. Why? Because they have other jobs to do. So that's the name of the game, speed execution. And there will always be unexpected items, right, on your rehab. So you always need to put a cushion. In this case, if the rehab is going to be 50, 55, you always need to have a cushion of about 10% just for unexpected, okay? So again, you have 3 exterior contractors for the countertops, kitchen, windows, and then we also had an electrician. Okay, so all that work that is electric, and I believe we upgraded the panel. That's done by a licensed electrician. And then for plumbing, luckily, the plumbing is PVC, so we didn't need to upgrade. We didn't need to do any rough plumbing. So it's only finished plumbing. We completed the bathroom upstairs. The bathroom downstairs, it's almost done. Are there any questions so far? Yes, Amanda.
So as soon as you get the rehab, as soon as you get the keys and everything, should you start ordering the windows right there?
Oh no, great question. So as soon as you buy the property, the first thing that you need to do is get the dumpster, and then bring the kitchen designer, because that takes about a week to get the kitchen cabinets and the windows right away. That happened like the second day we started the project. So windows, kitchen cabinets. You don't want any delays. Huh?
What kind of windows do you guys put in?
It's vinyl windows. I don't even know what company. We just know the guy, Kenny. Kenny is our window guy. So he does the windows. But we got a contact last week. He does windows. He claimed to have them ready in 2 weeks. So that's unheard of. 2 weeks, it's especially right now with the pandemic, all that got delayed. But yes, that's a great question, Amat. So make sure that you order. And then something that we did is we bought the materials ahead of time. So as soon as we started the rehab, we spent, I don't know, probably, Lisa, you know the numbers in materials, probably close to 20,000 in materials. So that's a very good idea to save time, right? So you don't want to be making 100 trips to Home Depot. You want to have everything ready, right? Because then that causes delay in the project. Never make 100,000 trips to Home Depot. Okay, just buy everything up front. Obviously, we spent 20 or a little bit over just in materials at Home Depot. We've come back to Home Depot again, but just to buy things that we run out of. Okay, so that is important. Always have all the materials in here. So when we did the first draw last week, we got about almost half of it. I would say 40-45% of the scope of work on it. Are there any questions?
Yeah, so your 55,000, is that your all-in number? Is that material and labor?
Yeah, both. That includes 55, 60,000 all in. So it's a car rehab pretty much. And then the quality needs to be there because the neighborhood. Okay, Elmhurst is an A+ neighborhood, so you've got to make sure that your quality is right there. Otherwise, you're going to have issues selling the property.
Did you have to have any permits? Did you have to pull any permits?
Great question. No permits needed for this project, Elmhurst. It's super easy. We're not doing any rough plumbing, rough electric, because for that, you do need permits, okay? So for that, it's important. Some villages require permits for the dumpster. Elmhurst doesn't require permits for the dumpster. A dumpster is going to be about 500, okay? We've had, I believe this is the third dumpster. I mean, they had so much junk. Well, Lisa was the only one who saw the property when it was like, remember the garage?
Completely different world. Yes. Has it finally been trashed out?
Yes, everything. So even the seller had a couple of personal items that went in the dumpster. I mean, we move extremely fast, so we just don't wait, right?
What contractor do you guys use?
So we use multiple contractors. I was saying we use contractors. We have a GC, we have painters, we have drywallers, we have for windows, we have for kitchen cabinets, for countertops, electric, licensed electricians, and licensed plumbers. So we have a crew, pretty much a full trade, yes.
So Hugo, since this is a rehabbing event, what would be like your recommendations, especially for new investors, to find good contractors? Because it's really hard. I mean, is it pretty much trial and error, or what has been your experience when finding new GCs and new subcontractors?
Absolutely. That's the biggest pain for all real estate investors. And, in fact, Sam is doing a rehab in Arlington Heights. And, he's struggling with contractors. It's just a nightmare. So the way we were able to address that is through the deal makers. Pretty much we're sharing everyone's contractors. So everyone who joins the deal maker, so we have a pool of contractors. Like Joe in the back, he's doing a rehab in Markham, right? So we're sharing contractors. What has been your experience, Joe, sharing all the contractors and resources from the team?
On the spot here. Yeah, so it's been great. Hugo told me with the countertop contractor that I've been using, and Like I said, plumbers, electricians, we always try to just help each other out. And there's other people that are also currently doing rehab, so we're like text messages all the time going back and forth. We're using for this, we're using for that. So constantly, always. That's the good part of the group is we have that. That's the mm-hmm.
So that's huge, right? So there's nothing like this is my GC, this is my electrician, or we share resources to make this successful, right? So that's the key, sharing. And then they have to be reliable, right? So in fact, we have Roy. Roy, he's GC. Where is Roy? So Roy, say some words about your business. I mean, he's done amazing rehabs. We went to his rehab about 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes.
It was a beautiful rehab. So if there's somebody who knows top quality rehabs, is Roy. Go ahead, Roy.
Yeah, I don't know which one to say, but yeah. So I'm a licensed general contractor in the city of Chicago. Involved all phases of rehab. The property that you saw was located in the Austin community. That was a complete gut rehab down to the studs and joints. So it was a really big rehab. So I specialize in doing. I self-perform about 20% of my work. So some work I do sub out. So plumbing, electrical, HVAC, I do sub that work.
Yeah. Great. So he's part of the deal makers, Roy. And we have few GCs as part of the deal makers, so it's been great, right? Because we have some properties that then people from the group, they go check them out. Like, this week we got 5 properties on the contract. So we dispatch people from the group to go check them out, do a quick assessment, just to make sure that we understand the numbers. So great question, Lisa. That's how we, sharing resources has been great. So that's pretty much deal makers. That's what it's all about. We make sure that we bring the deals, we share the resources, and we help line up funding. That's critical, right? So these 5 offers that we got accepted, they were all cash offers. We were able to raise the cash for that, for all properties. Except the one that we just got on the contract this morning. So I was reaching out to Christine, right? She might be interested in doing that deal. So this property is in Markham. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. It's beautiful, right? It doesn't need anything except the flooring. So we sent a GC this morning. He said, Hugo, we've got to fix the flooring. That's all you need, but it's going to be like $30,000. It's a crawl space, so everything underneath, you've got to check the beams, and there's some moisture. So it's going to be a big flooring job, but that's all that it needs. $30,000, perhaps Roy. So I reached out to Roy and also Stanley. Perhaps they have a different opinion on that property, but if we buy it, we would be paying maybe 40 cents, 45 cents on the dollar. So ARV is 130,000. Right now we have it at 67,000. Are there any other questions?
What brand flooring are you using, Hugo?
Who's in charge of buying the material?
Great question. Say it again. What's the question?
What brand flooring? What type of flooring are you using for your project?
Okay, what type of flooring? So you know what? I'm gonna send you guys a link to the Home Depot, but I'm gonna have a close-up. Life proof, 100% life proof from Home Depot. I'm gonna give you the SKU number. It's 1002 916936. The best flooring for the money, for the warranty that you can possibly buy from Home Depot. So again, this is live proof. Make sure that you make a note. You guys can take a picture, obviously, if you're here. But this is by far one of the best floorings that we found. It's a little bit over $2 per square
It's a
foot.
very nice color because it's very light, so it probably opens up the space.
Exactly. Just the color, but the quality. We've done this flooring everywhere, and the quality is just amazing. In fact, where we live, we put this flooring and we spill water. Unbelievable. With so many kids, it's been crazy, and it's worked out amazing. Yeah. Yes.
I was going to say that I was thinking this morning, how do we come across this deal? And I said, if it weren't for David, if it was not for David using the deal of bulk, going in the back, finding the people that were in trouble and sending out a letter, 2, 3 letters to this guy, we never would be here. So I love what David does and how he uses Chicago deal bulk to get these properties. It's great.
Pre-foreclosure deal, right?
Pre-foreclosure.
The owner was about to lose the property, so.
Exactly.
It was a pre-foreclosure deal. The owner was this close to losing the property and having his, exactly. And of course, his credit would have been decimated and everything else. So the timing was right. I'm in agreement with you, Sixto. David found it at the right time, and then the team got together, and it's working.
Exactly.
Which also is a good thing if you guys know of anybody else that's in that kind of situation. They can reach out to Chicago Deal Vault, to deal makers, and maybe we can help them get out of the situation. Not all the time, but that's what we can do for a lot of the people that don't know what to do and end up losing the property.
Exactly. So the key is to do partnerships. That's going to be so critical moving forward. Doing partnerships is just the way to maximize your returns and minimize your risks. In fact, we have David here. So David, we were just talking about you. So David is the person who got this property on the contract off market. So can you talk about it, David?
Sure. Just walk in right now. I see. What I did was I went to Chicago Deal Vault and sent out letters. I try to send out at least 200 letters a week. And the owner of the property happened to give me a call. He said I was the second person he called. Gave me a call, sat down right here in the kitchen with him, spoke with him, and tried to see exactly what his numbers were. He was kind of back against the wall because he was about to lose the property. It was already heading to the bank. So I talked to Hugo, and Hugo connected with a couple more investors, of course. And what we ended up doing was having his attorney go in and pull it out of, not so pull it out, but get a stay for a motion to stay, and got it more time. Not mistaken, Cisco, I think we closed the day before the auction. So that's kind of how it went. Yep.
Perfect. And then, so how much money did you make, David?
$5,000.
Let's give him a big round of applause, right? So that's awesome, right? So the key is that everyone needs to make money, right?
Yeah.
And then it's very difficult for somebody to have all the pieces of the puzzle. That's what's going to be critical, right? As they said, it's better to make 25% of something than 100% of nothing, right? So having somebody with great credit and track record like Sixto, Lisa, and John, the reserves, and us, the crews. So that's just an example, right? And moving forward, that's just the way to do deals. Now, there was a question. How do you buy the materials?
Who's in charge of buying the materials? The reserves or the owner?
None of them.
None of them.
The GC. The GC. They come, they take measurements, they do an assessment on what's needed to be bought, and they go the next day to Home Depot, and boom, they buy everything. We use the Pro Desk. So once you place an order of over 5,000, it goes into the bidding room. So they give you an additional discount. Since we've done a lot of business with Home Depot, we have an account that gives us an additional discount on everything on top of the bidding room. So the materials, we get an amazing deal. So that is why we stick to Home Depot. There are very few things that we may not find there that we go elsewhere. But for the most part, that's how we do it. So they send a text message with the order. I just review the order. I press 1 and boom, approved.
What about the design? You're designing your kitchen in the back. Who fixed that aisle?
So great question. Who does the design? The GC does. They've done so much for us that I don't need to step in. They say, just do your magic. Do what you've done in the past. No, Gigi. Do el volumen, mijo.
So do you act as the GC then?
No, I'm not the GC. No, I let the GC do their job. So I don't want to micromanage. That's going to be critical. You've got to respect, their expertise. So the kitchen was done by the kitchen designer.
No, but what I'm getting at, you said earlier that
like you, the team or whatever, buys all the material.
Yeah.
You just said that you bought all the material from Home Depot. So that's the reason I was asking if are you the GC and then you're subbing everything out?
So yes, so you can say that we are the GC, but we have another GC, right? So I'm not a GC. To become a GC, you need a license, you need insurance. So I'm not a GC. So I'm not a GC, but we hire a GC that is in charge of the project. So I say, here's the key, or I don't even give him the key, just change the locks. In fact, we changed the locks on the owner, right, David? Yeah, so we are so aggressive that he was lucky to come back on time because he was going to be locked out, yes. So, the GC just hands out the property finished.
He's probably asking, who owns the card, right?
Right, yeah. Like you guys said earlier, he's getting 40, that guy's getting 30, you're getting
30, yes.
No, and what part of you? That's what I'm getting.
Oh, the rehab. So,
I mean, you're getting 30% of the profit, but you said you're subbing out to a general contractor.
yeah, so I make sure that the project completes successfully, right? Bringing the right resources. Yes, exactly. So I'm on top of the GC, right? Great question. So again, you've got to control the materials. That's very, very critical. Super important. Any other questions? Great questions.
Question, do you need to get a pre-sale occupancy certificate inspection?
Not in Elmhurst. It depends on the village.
Okay.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
the poorer the village, or the cheaper the village, the more rigorous they are.
Exactly.
The big 8 neighborhoods, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's super easy. Super easy.
So if you go to a place like a Richmond Park or somewhere else, it's
Or Bellwood, it's a
Bellwood,
nightmare. Bellwood, it's a nightmare. Markham, how is Markham? Not the greatest. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Are there any other questions on the line? Other questions on the line?
No.
No. So again, let's just quickly summarize for those of you who recently joined. So to do a successful rehab, you've got to put the money, number one, kitchens and bathrooms. Number two, you've got to do always light fixtures and then trending colors. In this case, light gray, and then flooring. The flooring is going to make a huge difference on the property. Make sure that you get the lifetime waterproof flooring, okay? So that's tip number one. Tip number two, you've got to control materials. You have to pay for the materials. Never allow the contractor to pay for materials because they're going to ask you for the money cash. So you've got to leverage, let's say, credit cards to pay for the materials and later get reimbursed. So that's point number two. Point number three, use the experts, okay? So you've got to use a kitchen designer, you've got to use somebody else for countertops, somebody else for windows, licensed plumber, licensed electrician, a window person. If there are roof issues, then you need a roofer. The roof is in good shape. Yeah, the roof is in good shape. No issues, no leaks so far. No leaks. So it's not perfect, but we're going to leave it as is. So those are the main key points when doing a successful rehab, and having the right people, right, on the project, and making sure that they deliver this on time, because time is of essence. We want to finish this as soon as possible, put it on the market early spring. So this is going to be a sale. For the numbers, again, purchase price, $220. Rehab is going to be about 55, 60. ARV came out to be 400,000. Expected profit about 60 to 80, but we'll be conservative. And then the joint venture is as follows. So we're going to start with David. He found the property, so 5,000 for not only finding the property, getting the property on the contract, and then working with the seller all the way throughout the entire process until the seller moved out. So that's one partner. Second partner, you need the capital partner that is going to put their name on the line to get the rehab loan. So that's Sixto and Irma. They're entitled to 40%. Then we have Lisa and John. They bring their reserves, about 60,000 cash right away, 30,000 to close on the property, 30,000 to start the project. As we complete the project and we do draws, then we replenish those reserves to continue with the rehab, okay? And then finally, you need the person who's going to be in charge of the rehab. That's us. That's Chicago Deal. So we're going to be in charge of the rehab. So again, the key is to have the right people in place and do JVs, joint ventures, partnerships. That's just the only way for you to grow and maximize your return and minimize your risk. Okay, that's critical, right? Don't try to take on this project all on your own just to make 100% of the profit. It's way better to take less, but minimize your risk. It's all about risk, right? Minimizing risk and being able to do more deals and tie less money into one particular deal. So that's what it's all about, right? So we want to do more deals, partner up with you guys, and then bring the missing pieces, right? So are there any other questions?
Will
Yes.
we be back in March
Exactly.
to show the finished product?
Exactly. So we're going to do a follow-up meeting just to show the finished product, okay? So May 1st, March, first week of March, that's the expected completion date, okay? So yeah, we're extremely aggressive when it comes to rehabbing. So thank you, everyone. Are there any other questions on the line? Say that again.
Will you have the windows by that time?
Yeah, so that's a great question. Will the windows be ready? Cross our fingers. Again, I got a new resource for Windows. It's a 2-week time frame that he gave us. I was impressed. I've never used them before, so I can't wait to try them. A 2-week time frame, it's just super fast. For Windows, typically it's 4 weeks and up, right?
Are you paying more to get them quicker then? Is that kind of the idea?
No, that's what I asked. No, he said it's because of the volume they do, they get preference. So I can't wait to try them out.
Nice.
But always try contractors in a small project, okay? Don't give them a big project if you've never worked with them because it's too risky. Always start small and then see how they perform. Quality, price, and timeliness. That's critical to stay on their budget, good quality, especially depending on the neighbor, right? The neighborhood will drive the quality of the rehab. So it's critical to stay on top of it with good quality. So no further questions. We'll bring you back in March. So yeah, we have a good crowd, almost 30 people online.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that's very good. So thank you everyone for joining. We'll stay here if you have any further questions to hang out. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. So we have really great events coming up. So thank you everyone online. Thank you, Phil, for your support. And we'll see you everyone next week. Bye-bye.